Hey everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Bronze League Champions, a series of YouTube videos in which I talk about how bad I am at StarCraft 2, you watch how bad I am at StarCraft 2, and hopefully you leave a lot of nasty comments about how bad I am at StarCraft 2. As you can see here, the multiplayer screen, I am, in fact, terrible. Bronze League all the way. We're going to go into replays real quick. I'm not going to be doing live matches yet. I'm going to take my first match of the night. Terran vs. Protoss. It was actually against a Silver League player. Match duration, 14 minutes. I don't really know what I'm doing in either commentary or playing the game, as will be evidenced by this match and this video. So we have a very typical start. Of course, both of us are sending our SCVs and probes over the minerals and popping more out, like babies out of Octomom. This is really boring, so I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Now he's got pylon right off his nexus. I'm assuming that's normal. I know nothing about Protoss. I know barely anything about Terran. But I do know that I need to wall off my ramp, and that's what I'm doing here, of course, with my depot. Once again, boring shit you've all seen a million times by a lot better players than me. So I immediately stand still with my SCV. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not. But it does get me in place to build my barracks to complete my wall. I'm also making refinery very quickly. I'm only at 10 supply. You see my opponent already popping up a gateway and an assimilator, and he's right back to resource gathering. He's also about to scout me. I don't scout ever. I don't know how to scout. I am that Bronze League. And also Terran. I don't need to scout. You see he's going to the opposite side of the map. That would be my choice if I were to scout, but I'd rather keep my SCVs on the minerals for faster resource gain. Again, I leave my SCV standing still forever. As you've also probably noticed, no macro at all. I'm not making more SCVs. At this point, I'm thinking, hey, if I don't make any SCVs, I'll have more resources to pump out a bunch of Marines. And an orbital command, which I figure is pretty useful, right? It means I don't have to scout. I can get a mole to mine minerals faster. So I've got a Marine out now, and I'm starting a factory to wall in. I'm doing this because originally my plan was to go tanks and marauders. I've heard that they're pretty good versus Protoss, or at least they were in previous patches. That changes, though, sometime in the next few minutes. You see, I lift off my barracks to place down a tech lab because I couldn't fit it because I'm terrible at placement. My opponent's over here, of course, setting up his gateways. I figured that he would probably be doing 4-gate push because that's all I've ever really seen from Protoss players. I don't think that's what he actually did, but again, I have no clue what I'm doing. Again, having to lift off a building to put another tech lab down. I'm making a starport here. My plan here is to switch my starport and my barracks so that I can get a tech lab on the starport very quickly. At this point, I've decided not to go with tanks and marauders and instead go for banshees. I didn't really know why at the time. It seemed like a good thing to do. Again, you can see I'm not macroing at all. I have no SCVs in production. I have no Hellions or anything else in production. I'm supply capped almost. Meanwhile, we've got my Protoss friend over here getting up a robo. He's already got his wall fairly well defended by a sentry and a zealot. And he's got the Zelnaga tower. He's way ahead of me on supply. I'm capped like a fucking idiot. He's producing way more than I am. You can see I finally decided to make some SCVs. I figure my resources are a bit behind. Maybe I'm being an idiot. I get another tech lab on my barracks because marauders. What else could you want? I'm also, you know, I'm still kind of thinking, I'm Terran playing against Protoss. Everything I've heard says marauders fucking rock this shit. I better go marauders at some point. But of course what I end up doing is just taking this marauder over here to watch the back wall, which sees no action the entire game. Complete waste of resources. Again, you know, I have no clue how to play this game at a high level or even a very basic level. I see pretty buttons, I press them. If something looks like it might be cool, chances are I'm going to build it and queue up a shit ton of units in it. Here, I'm just spamming marauders for defense. I have no intention of ever taking them out of the base. And at this point, Protoss Buddy has decided that he's going to make a little bit of a push. So he's got several zealots out here and a sentry. Meanwhile, still being terrible, I have scouted with scanner sweeps, which I realize is a complete waste of energy. But at this point, I do have a Banshee out. That's pretty much all I have. I have a second Banshee coming. And finally scouting out there with the Hellion, which doesn't really get all that far. Makes it into the base, and then I forget all about it. And I just leave it there while I come over here and micro my Banshee. Terrible. So the Banshee's out. I figure, hey, cool, harass the workers. That's a high-level tactic. Got more Banshees coming. I'm just spamming units out of this barracks here to defend my wall. I'm researching Cloak really late because I used all my gas on Marauders and a couple of Banshees. He's got a Stalker up here now to defend his workers. And he's sending more Zealots out for his little push team. He's had an observer in my base most of this match. He knows that I'm not macroing at all. I got lucky here when I selected this and have an SCV. Most of the time, I'm not training them, period. But here I am with more Banshee harass. He gets his observer over. At this point, I know he's got observers because he's seen me cloak before. So I don't even bother cloaking. I just fly off away from the stalkers. Meanwhile, at my front door, we've got charging zealots and a sentry. This is going to get slightly hairy. But while he's doing this, I'm still producing more Banshees. You see my Marauders are holding off his zealots very well, but he does get those shields up in there to prevent me from, well, doing nothing, really. The range is too great for the shields to matter. So I take an SCV, bring it down to repair. Pro tactics! And at the same time, I have cloaked Banshees coming over to harass him some more. Focusing down Stalkers because they piss me the hell off. I've got rally points set up for my further Banshees to come right up back here behind his base. No more... Well, I guess there is one Stalker left that I didn't see there. He's gonna die, and then it's right back to the probe harassment. There's nothing his Stalkers can do at this point. I'm just killing them way too fast. But I am going to cloak up and hide until this other Banshee gets over here to reinforce me, because these two are really low. Even though they're at 12, 15 kills, damn good harass if I do say so myself. He's reinforced his front gate breach team with some Stalkers and some more sentries. They're going to come up yet again and just be dominated by my Marauders and Marines. They can't get through worth shit. Got my Banshees back here, just killing all his production. cloaking off because I'm a pussy. He's now going all in, observer, probes, everything. He knows he's way behind on the economy. And that's it. That's the game. What's macro? LOL. Yeah, good point, buddy. I don't know either. That's something I'm definitely working on. And if anybody has any tips other than using control groups, which I do, it's not a matter of setting them, it's a matter of pressing the buttons. And yes, I've seen the videos from day 9 about remembering your checklist, and I'm really working hard on it. It's going to take some time. I am, after all, a Bronze League champion. But I do take the match thanks to my fantastic Banshee harassment, even though the rest of this is a complete and total joke from me. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Bronze League Champions, and my first really great Bronze League victory against a Silver League player. I think this is the first time I've ever beat somebody in Silver League, which is pretty sad, although I haven't played too many matches yet. There's more videos coming as soon as I get them re-encoded and uploaded. If anyone has any quality suggestions, I would really appreciate it. I am using Fraps to record the videos and encoding them with the Xvid codec through VirtualDub. If there's a better way to do this for a higher resolution or higher frame rate or just better visual quality and sound quality, please let me know in either comments or a message to my YouTube account. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.